guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, what's up? My name is Jenny Supon, and today, as you can see from the title of this video, I am creating my photo shoot for my wedding day for my save the date pictures. If you're curious to see how I created this look, or if you want to see some inspiration, definitely keep watching. I went ahead and applied my primer, which is this Saie Star Glow, because I still want a nice glowy look. And I filled my brows in with this Charlotte Tilbury brow sheet. Now I'm just gonna prime my lids because I love to start off with my eyes first, just because if I want to throw in any shimmers, I don't have any fallouts. And you always want to make sure you're prepping your eyes, especially on a big day. People do like working with a more stickier base. I personally don't. You can always go in with just your regular old translucent powder to just layer over it, or you can put over like a cream shadow, which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use a couple of eyeshadow palettes today. One of them is gonna be this Jeffree Starr wedding one, which is so totally appropriate because I'm doing save the date photos for my wedding, of course. I'm gonna use this like cream shade. It's called Grand Entrance. I really just want to make sure this is like set, just because when I apply on like layers or when I'm layering on top, there's like nothing like sticking onto it. I'm going to use a transition shade, this shade right here. It's called Hors d'oeuvres, and I'm probably going to go in with Committed as well. Buff this in, like look how beautiful that looks. I'm just buffing this in windshield wiper motions and just very lightly. You don't have to be super precise with it. You could be a little messy if you want, just because this is just a transition shade. It's just gonna hold on your other shadows, so it doesn't really have to be perfect. Next, I want to create a little bit more dimension in my eyes, and I'm gonna go in with this like more chocolate shade. I don't know if you can see that. So it's the shade right here. It's a brown shade, and it's called the shade Committed, but it's just in more, it's like a darker shade than this transition shade that I used. And it's just that true chocolate brown with like the perfect undertone. Because you know how some browns have like a red undertone, and I don't like those. If you're not a big fan of Jeffree Starr, I feel like Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 3 will do a really good job with like the mattes, the neutral, romantic, soft, silky eye that you're looking for. I do want a little bit of pop of color. I don't want too many browns, so I'm gonna go in with this Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 2, and I'm gonna go in with like these two shades, and I'm just going to deepen my outer crease with these, just because I don't want like it to be too brown. I want some color on my lids. Like you can kind of see there's a little bit of like pinkish purple, and I feel like it looks really good, especially on my brown eyes. Just focus this on the outer V, and I'm also trying to be very careful as well. Lash extensions, because I don't want to rip them off. So you can also like do this in tapping motions, just to kind of like build the color you want. Build the intensity is the right word, I guess. The one thing I love about makeup is that it doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it's just blended out. And I did blend out too much of the brown, so I am gonna go in and I'm gonna go back in with the two brown shades, which is Hors d'oeuvres and Committed. I go back in because I still want that like brown as well, but sometimes you have to be very careful, because when you're like mixing pinks and browns, it can look kind of like a black eye. For my inner corners and my lids, I'm gonna be using the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette. I purposely bought this palette to test it out to see if I like it, because I really wanted to be on my wedding day. Someone used it on TikTok because she was like doing her like makeup for her civil court wedding, and it was so freaking beautiful. I needed it. I'm just gonna mix these two, which is this brown shade and this clear shade, and I'm just going to apply on in the inner corner and lightly bringing that in towards the middle. It just like opens up the eyes a little bit. Now onto our base. So for my base, I'm going in with my tried and true YSL All Hours foundation. I'm in the shade Medium Warm 9. This may be a little bit too light now or a little bit dark. I've gotten some sun, so if it's a little mismatch, I'm gonna need you to mind your business. But I love this. It has SPF 30, and I've seen some comments saying that don't use any SPF on your like big day because you don't want any like flashbacks. But I personally can't test to that just because I don't know. It's gonna be my first time doing these photos, but I've worn this for weddings, for events, and we would take pictures indoors, outdoors, and it just looks so good. So I just know this works for me. Definitely a foundation that works for you. Look how amazing this coverage looks already. You can wear this as like more light coverage. You can build it up into like a medium to full coverage. It doesn't matter. It is just so beautiful. I am still in between contours, but right now I'm using this Westman Atelier Face Trace Contour Stick. I'm in the shade Biscuit. I really love these. Like the perfect shade to contour. Of course, I'll just use the others to warm up my face if I have to. Going in. I'm gonna go in with my concealer. I'm just using this Natasha Denona YN9. Probably should be using a damp sponge, but I'm honestly way too lazy. So I'm gonna let this marinate, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Harmony. This is LYS Leather Skin. I honestly don't know what the real name is called, but I'm just gonna go in and warm up my face with this. Time for blush. I'm gonna go in with the shade Brazen and Orgasm by Nars. It's the Glow line. I am so obsessed with this. So I'm gonna go in with Brazen first, and I like to put this on like the high points of my cheeks, just one dot, just to kind of balance out this pink shade, just because it's a little too pink, but it's like the most beautiful pink shade. I feel like it gives you the perfect bridal color, especially for my skin tone. I'm a little dark, especially in the summertime. I get so much sun, so how, like, is this not the perfect shade? I'm gonna go in with a little bit of concealer, brighter shade. It's in the shade YP5. Just a tiny little bit, just to brighten it up a little bit. Sit in just a little bit. I am gonna go with some brow gel. I'm using this Benefit Gimme Brow. Now time for powder. I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild one. I am obsessed with this one. So normally I will go in with my puff, but I kind of want a more airbrush look today. So I'm gonna go in with this brush, and I'm gently gonna tap in just these areas first, like my T-zone area. I'm gonna set this with a brush. I'm gonna go in with all of my powder products, going in with my Gucci bronzer. I'm in the shade 2. I love this thing. For blush, I'm gonna go in with this Haus Labs blush. Going back in with this Dior palette. Mix these three. I go in with this Marc Jacobs Fine Liner Ultra Skinny Gel Eye Crayon. I love this because it's like that perfect brown shade to tie your entire look together, but like it's a gel base, so you're not like, if you're sweaty like me, you don't have to like worry about sweating leaking down to like the rest of your lash line. Just to ensure everything stays in place, I do go back in with my puff, and I go back in with the translucent powder, and I will run it really close to my lash line. And if you want to be a little crazy, you can definitely go in with some shadow, and with his original Patrick Ta one. And I'm just gonna go in with this chocolate brown shade. I have an olive undertone, and I feel like it's so hard to find like the perfect nude lip, nude pinky lip sometimes. So I'm gonna go in with 2. I'm gonna go in with the shade Wherever Walnut and the shade Limitless Brown. These are by Forever. So I'm gonna go in and line my lips with Wherever Walnut first. Next, I'm gonna go in with a Limitless Brown. So I'm just gonna line this. I'm gonna go in with the shade Sugar Baby by Huda Beauty. It's a faux filler, which I absolutely love. I love a clear one too. If you enjoyed it, I hope this will be a great inspo for your wedding day, any big event of yours, and let me know if you want me to recreate any looks. And as always, thanks for watching.